Good evening, one and all. We'll be starting the session in few minutes. Good evening, one and all. We all welcome you to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development on occasion of World Social Work Month and World Health Month and commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and International Conference on Social Work and Sciences towards One Health and Sustainable Development in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before starting our sessions, let's take blessings from Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's session. Today we have with us John Mary. He is a professional social worker, national coordinator, National Association of Social Workers of Uganda. He is member of policy committees like National Child Protection Working Group in Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, National Advocacy Committee on Child Protection, Ministry of Health Psychosocial Support, Pillar, and Ministry of Education Stakeholders Committee represent NASW and Global Social Workforce Alliance, etc. We welcome you, Mr. John Mary, for your session on ethical practice, a pillar of community social and health transformation, a reflection on National Association of Social Workers of Uganda. We welcome you once again and thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us You can start your audio and video and presentation. Over to you, John Mary.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, your PPT is visible. You are audible, but we can't
Yes.
see you.
Oh, you want to see me?
Okay, you can continue. Maybe some network issue. You can start your session.
Okay. Sorry. Let me first. Can you see me also here?
Yeah, your video is also visible now.
Yes. Good evening, everyone who is on this call. First of all, we take this opportunity on behalf of National Association of Social Workers of Uganda to appreciate the invitation to share in this important international series on social and health well-being. We are also recognizing you as our brothers when you look at Indians here in Uganda, despite what took place in many years back. But most of Indians here in Uganda work with Ugandans, interact with Ugandans. So we call you our brothers. Good evening, brothers and sisters from India. So when you look at the picture, we call it our signature picture. This is a picture of refugees. Some of the key activities we do, we interact with refugees here in Uganda. We do a lot of activities with urban refugees, so that picture, I chose it so that it can be part of you to know what we do. That is our offices, and those are refugees. We are also interacting with them during the World Social Worker Day event. My name is John Mary Sekate. I'm the National Coordinator of the National Association of Social Workers of Uganda, also known as NASU. So the topic where I want to share with you is on ethical practice as a pillar of sustainable community and health well-being. And this is now the outlay of what this is what we are going to talk about. What about NASU? I want you to know briefly what our association. Then we shall also talk about sustainable development goals and social work values. Then we shall look at the current ethical dilemmas or the challenges of ethics in the practice. Then we shall also look at ethical principles and what we have been doing recently as NASU, and some recommendations, and then we shall conclude. When you look at NASU, is a professional body that is mandated to promote the welfare and development of people in Uganda. And we work closely with those ministries. We work with the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. We work with the Ministry of Health, and also work recently with the Ministry of Education here. That is the Ministry of Education and Sports. We have been reviewing their education white paper to ensure that the issues of social issues are integrated in the new curriculum they want to introduce here in Uganda. So we are also a member of National Child Protection Working Group. In Uganda, we have a working group on children under the Ministry of Gender. So NASU is part of that. And also we are part of interministerial committees on child protection in the same ministry. NASU is a member of Global Social Workforce Alliance. Actually, when you go on their website, you will see our reports and our publications. I encourage you to visit the Global Social Work Alliance website. We are also members of International Federation of Social Workers, and we work closely with different ministerial departments, and also to advance the social work agenda. I know there is a Global Social Work Agenda, which was highlighted by Global Social Workforce and International Federation of Social Workers. But our agenda as social workers is always to see that we create a positive change in the lives of those who are vulnerable in our communities. So the reason we are all on these committees is to see that we shape policies, but also we guide all ministries and the departments to ensure that the most vulnerable are well protected in Uganda. Now, so we are working with over 30 social work teaching institutions and also over 30 social worker agencies across the country. When we say social worker agencies, we mean those agencies, organizations that are focusing on helping the most vulnerable. They are members of NASU. NASU, we are a member of Ministry of Health Psychosocial Support Pillar and part of Ministry of Health COVID-19 incident team. As you will see in some of the links I will be sharing with you, as a profession, we have been at the front line to ensure we protect the most vulnerable and those who are affected by COVID-19. NASU was coordinating the psychosocial support alongside with the ministry. And NASU, we are a membership organization. Now we are having over 8,000 members, individual members, 50 social worker agencies, and 20 social work teaching universities. So we are more of a coordinating institution working with universities and social work agencies in Uganda. NASU, we are having a leadership structure with an executive committee members and management. And executive committee members is led by Michael Yamukama, and it has 13 team members. And then we have also then the management, which is led by the national coordinator. NASU has regional coordination offices. Like in Uganda, we have regions. In each region, we have offices that coordinate our activities. So the first question is sustainable development goals and social worker values. Is there any relationship? So when I was preparing this presentation, I thought of us reflecting on this. When you look at goals, for example, goal number 1, which is on ending poverty in all its forms everywhere. And you look also on goal 2, which is on ending hunger in communities. Goal 3, which looks at health and well-being. Goal 4, which is looking at quality education. Goal 5, which is looking at gender equality. 6 on clean water, and so many, and also 16, which is talking about peace and justice. It is a point for us to look at them. How do we achieve this? Because these are now global challenges of our time. When you look at injustices now, wars, and also a lot of refugees caused by natural disasters, and also man-made, like now what is happening in Ukraine, what is happening now in Syria, in Somalia, in Congo here, in East Africa. It brings now the sustainable development goals to be more practical to us as social workers. So I wanted us to reflect on these sustainable development goals in relation to our values. Because it would be irrational for you to talk about sustainable development goals, any sustainable development goals, without reflecting on the values of social work. When you look at the values that we hold dear, like upholding the inherent dignity of humanity, you find that all these sustainable development goals are related to the values, what we cherish, what we hold dear. And therefore, our values as social workers will be a motivation for us to achieving the sustainable development goals, which I've highlighted in the slide. For example, when you look at our ESCO principles and values like recognition of inherent dignity of humanity, it talks about all those sustainable development goals. Because if you say you want to end hunger in all its forms everywhere, sorry, poverty, like a goal 1, it means when you end it, you are promoting the dignity of humanity. When you provide water, when you provide good health, they resonate directly with the ESCO principles that define us as social workers. When you look at the, for example, the other ESCO principle like promoting human rights, promoting social justice, promoting the right to self-determination, promoting the right to participation, then the other one, respect for confidentiality and privacy, treating people as a whole person, ESCO use of technology and social media, and professional integrity. When you look at each of these ESCO principles and the values that define us as social workers, it is a clear indication that you cannot talk about sustainable development goals without talking about the values, the principles of social work that define us. However, when you look at those, looking at these ESCO principles, it is also important for us to look at the dilemmas that we have today. That's why actually I had to choose this topic to reflect on, because as human beings, you cannot do, because people have to be guided by ESCO values and principles. But again, there is current dilemmas which we need also to reflect on. For example, currently we are facing a challenge, for example, creating relationship via phone or internet with clients amid a global health catastrophe. I know you are faced with the challenge of COVID, like any other country, including Uganda. But remember our approach as social work, we always have that personal touch, personal relationship, which has now changed to go back to the phone and the internet. So it is an ESCO dilemma because we are used to a tendency where we have to interact as social workers with people. But the phone interaction, it is creating a dilemma today because you don't know if at all you have caused a positive change with somebody, because as social workers, we look at the whole person. You look at the body language when you are interacting with this person, and then you can know that maybe if he's crying, then you know that he has been emotional. But with phone, it is somehow challenging and is creating an ESCO dilemma today. The other challenge we are facing through ESCO, what we call the other ESCO dilemma, is prioritizing client needs. The resources are scarce today, especially during the time of COVID. Now, the challenge, the ESCO dilemma will be who is in need and who is at risk. For example, everyone would pretend to be in need. And therefore, for you as the social worker who is addressing the challenges of the vulnerable, you would want to address the challenges and you cannot address challenges of all these people. So the ESCO dilemma will be now to prioritize who is at risk and who also is in need. There is also an ethical dilemma of balancing the rights, needs, and risks against personal risks against social workers, personal risks. For example, people were overworking. I personally was coordinating a response to COVID-19. People could get a lot of fatigue. Now, it is an ethical dilemma because you have to serve. You are called to serve. You are like a medical worker. But again, you are overstrained. Many of them died on duty. Many of our social workers also globally died on duty. So it is an ethical dilemma where you want to serve, but also you are overwhelmed by a lot of clients that you want to serve. But also there is also acknowledging and handling emotions, fatigue, and the need for self-care. It is an ethical dilemma because some workplaces may not allow social workers to have time to rest. And this is presenting a challenge today. So as we are reflecting on ethical values in relation to sustainable development goals, it is important also to reflect on the dilemmas that we have today. NASU's recent work, what have we done today, currently as Uganda, in relation to ethics, also to guide our profession? We have finalized the minimum standards and competence framework for social work education in Uganda. In Uganda, we have many universities, and each university was teaching depending on their curriculum. So because we wanted all of them to be guided by ethical values and professional principles, we worked together and we standardized what we call the minimum standards, which is now applied by all universities in Uganda. We have also worked with the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, and finalized the standardized case management tool. Remember, each social worker agency was also using their own tool, and this was causing an ethical challenge in the field because each organization was trying to come up with their different tool. And those who are case workers in India, you know this, that a case management is a very critical part of social work. So we worked with the ministry to standardize the case management tool to ensure that there are standards and also ethical values are followed critically. We have also contributed to the finalization of National Child Protection Policy 2020 as amended. NASU has been part of that. Yes, we want to protect children, but we need to have a policy and guidelines which we have put in place. We have also done research to guide the response to COVID-19 and in humanitarian crisis with Makerere University. And then you can also look at those links I've put for you. We have also contributed on the recent research, a global research on coronavirus crisis and its challenge on COVID on social development. I was part of the people who contributed on this, but also NASU as an organization. So you can also check on that link to see. Yes, the other issue we have also working together, co-hosted the National Symposium on Social Work. We always come together as practitioners to reflect on what we are doing in relation to ethical values and professional principles. We have also been part of the International Federation of Social Work Conference, Kigali. We are part to ensure that issues of child protection are guided very well. So as NASU, we have a code of conduct, which we have also developed, and also it is applied by all universities and all practitioners. NASU is also at the forefront of advocacy, capacity building, and also community engagement on mental health and psychosocial support, mentorship, and also guiding the alkali professionals. So you can also look at that report, which is also published at the International Federation of Social Work website. We have also finalized the competence framework for parasocial workers in Uganda. Parasocial workers are the lowest cadre, and This has been finalized by NASU. Sorry, excuse me. NASU also, we are part of the Region Africa Resource Center with Makerere University. You can also check on that link. What can we do now in relation to our practice, in relation to ESCO values? We need to rethink on how to apply professional values and principles in the new context, because COVID has changed a lot of things. At times, people are doing work on phone. So if you are doing on phone, how can you also observe ESCO principles and values to ensure community health and also community social well-being? We can also engage in ESCO deliberations with colleagues, like how we are doing now. Engage and also share best practices. And then we can also be aware of the impact of exhaustion and emotions as we engage social workers. We need also to liaise with employees and professional associations to ensure that ESCO values and principles are reflected on what they do. We need also to ensure all frontline social workers and health professionals are supported through regular supervision and team meetings. We need to develop guidance with frontline social workers about how to operate safely and ethically. We need to monitor and also advocate to see that ESCO values and principles are also part of our interventions. What do we appeal? We are appealing to you because you are our brothers, as I started with, to do the following. One, we can collaborate on evidence generation, research on social work practice, showcase our contribution to social work, the contribution of social work to sustainable development and community transformation. For example, we can have a research if there is, let's say, a partner who is willing to fund it, and we do it together so that it can reflect maybe a research in East Africa, but also with reflection on India. Collaboration in running joint webinars like this, we can work together and say maybe next year we can have a joint webinar between Uganda and India. So in relation to this, social workers in Uganda in relation to sustainable development goals. Then we can also have exchange programs for from internship and benchmarking. We can be having students, say in India, who want to come and do the internship in Uganda, so they can come and are guided by NASU. But also we can benchmark and share best practices. We can also have joint project implementations on health and well-being in East Africa. Thank you. Thanks very much. I beg to stop here.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was really a commendable work by National Association of Social Workers, Uganda. You have been active, proactive in collaborating with various departments, organizations in capacity building of social workers. And, you have been into research and publication, lot of things, wonderful work you are doing in your country and at international level. It's really nice to know about you and about various activities in social work in Uganda. We wish you all the success and hope more such activities are there in the coming future. Yeah, participants, if you have any queries, you can unmute yourself or you can put in chat box. or you can raise your hand. You can unmute yourself. Yeah, Mary.
Hi, sir. Actually, it was a very mind-blowing session, sir. So much work you're doing in Uganda and so much social work. We also like to learn from you, sir, so much. Anytime you need any help, you can contact us, sir. And wonderful presentation and what lot of field work and your symposium and your sharing of immense knowledge you have done. Lot of work is gone inside your presentations. I can see through the PowerPoint, sir. And hope to connect with you, sir. And what best you can do, I can do from my side, I will surely do it for you, sir. Are you there, sir? Hi, sir. Sir?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. John Mary, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. What is the question?
No, I just appreciation. I did appreciation, sir, for your work. I don't have questions, but you have done a lot of hard work regarding that. And anytime you need any help, I can assist you, I said, sir. And God
Okay.
bless you and all the best for your profession and hope your future work in Uganda and Africa goes well. My best wishes to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful presentation, sir.
Thank you, Mary, ma'am. Anyone else would like to share? You can unmute yourself. Or you can raise your hand or you can put in chat box. A lot of appreciation for your presentation in the chat box. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Everyone is appreciating your presentation and efforts. Really wonderful work done by you and your team. Okay, if participants don't have any queries, then I think. Yeah, John Mary, you'd like to say something?
Yes, like you can share this presentation with the participants. And if somebody wants to know anything, then you feel free to share my email with them.
Sure, definitely. Thank you for sharing the presentation. We'll definitely, whoever asks for the presentation, will be sharing them. It was really a wonderful presentation by you. The way the association is conducting various programs, collaborating with various ministries, NGOs, and social workers. It is a really commendable work. You are collaborating with the regional, national level, and also international social work association in promoting ethical principles and addressing ethical dilemmas and setting up minimum standards and competence for social work education and practice in your country. And it's really appreciable that universities also adopted such framework provided by you. And you are contributing greatly to the children and women, and also various ministries. And you also are active in taking up research work and publications. This gives lots of encouragement, motivation for everyone. And definitely we look forward for your collaboration and association in the upcoming events. We invite you and your team and all the members also to join us for various sessions even in future. Maybe you all can take up different topics which you have taken up, and maybe we can learn through the presentations, and we can actively collaborate even in future. Thank you very much for joining us, accepting our invitation, and we look forward for your active presentations even in future. Yeah, John Mary, you would like to conclude?
Yes, thanks very much once again for giving us this opportunity to share with you, our brothers from India, the academia, who would want to continue having such engagements to learn from each other. We know you may be doing things, but the environment we are operating in is different. What is in India is different from what is in Uganda. I know you are facing challenges at times also with floods and also displacement because of weather changes. But also we have also internally displaced people here because of also floods, at times also refugees which are entering here. Our concern for you, those who in academia, how can we collaborate in research? How can we collaborate in writing joint proposals? And also, if there are students in India who are doing social work, how can they also change the environment? Those with capacity to come and do internship in Uganda. Or you can also have visits. If you are in a research institution, you can come to Uganda and then we learn from each other. But also we can also continue using technology to share our best practices. I've shared with you the links of our reports. You go through them and then you can also give us feedback. Yes, so we are working on final reports. We had also the World Social Worker Day celebrated across Uganda. When it is done, I will also share with you to know what activities we did here in Uganda. And also, being that now the world has become a virtual world, you may need me to come into your class. If you are a researcher, you are in a research institution, a university, and you may want me to be your visiting professor, feel free to contact me so that we can learn from each other. We can share what the knowledge we have. Yes. So I also serve on International Federation of Social Work, Occupational Therapy Committee, and also other committees where we have gained a lot of experience. And we believe we can share with the younger generation, but also with people who are also in academia and practice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your message, and we look forward to collaborate and listen here for your presentations. You are always welcome to get back to us for collaboration, and we'll be very happy to associate with you all and be part of the sustainable development initiatives. Thank you once again for joining us, and we appreciate and congratulate you on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute, Center for Arts and Sciences and Wellbeing, and also on behalf of all the participants. We thank you once again. The participants are requested to,
Thanks very much. You can put on, I request all of us to put on, and then we take a picture. If it is allowed, you can take a picture that side and share with us. If all people can put on their video.
Okay. Participants, if you can switch on your videos, we can take a photograph if possible. All the participants. Kindly request you, if you can switch on your video, that's fine. If you are unable to, that's also fine.
Yes, I can smell Frida.
All the participants, if possible, kindly start your videos so that we can take the picture. You can turn off after we take the picture.
I think we can use that. You can take those others. Will, yeah, I'm seeing.
All
Are you
the
taking from that
participants.
side?
Yeah, I think you can take the picture now. Okay, thank you, everyone. So kindly fill up the feedback form. It will be raised in the form of polls. This is mandatory for receiving the certificate. We are launching the poll. Do not move away or do not close any pop-up windows from Zoom. Once it's closed, it cannot be raised again. All the participants, kindly fill up the feedback form. Thank you. You can switch off your videos. Dear participants, kindly fill up the feedback form raised in the form of polls in Zoom platform. There is no link that can be shared as the feedback form is integrated in the Zoom platform. So kindly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory for receiving the certificate. And also you can select the host in the chat box or Dr. Ravindra RM, and you can share your details also. After filling up the feedback form, you can share your name, designation, organization, email address and phone number. So in case we can also cross check. Everyone quickly fill up the feedback form. It will be open for next 5 minutes. Kindly let us know once you have filled after filling up so that we'll know how many have filled in, how many are yet to fill up. If you are not able to see window also, you can find it in polls, active polls. Or if you log out and log in also, you'll be getting immediately. And kindly everyone join in time. Many people are not joining in time just before concluding your joining. But that will be of no use because you can fill the feedback form, but you will be missing the knowledge. So kindly make sure you are joining at 6 o'clock or at least by 6:10 or 6:50 so that we can start early. When you are joining after 6:15, 6:30, so you will be missing the session. And also in the feedback form, let us know if timing, because we see many are joining at 6:15, 6:30. If everyone is comfortable at 6:30, we can shift the timings to 6:30. So let us know in the feedback form. So that we can start at 6:30 and we can continue to 7:30 or so. Before leaving, kindly fill up the feedback form and also share your details, name, designation, organization, email address, and phone number in chat box by selecting Dr. Ravindra in the message. Participants, kindly fill up the feedback form before leaving and also leave your details in chat box before leaving. Still, some are yet to fill up the feedback form. We'll be closing in another 3 minutes. Kindly fill up the feedback form. Dear participants, kindly fill up the feedback form. We will be closing in another 1 minute. Thank you everyone for joining us. See you all tomorrow at the same time with a different topic and speaker. We thank you for joining us, and certificate will be provided within 15 working days. You can check webinar website, webinar series website, and select the appropriate date for the webinar. After 15 working days, you can find your certificate if you have filled up the feedback form. Google Drive link will be provided there from which you can download your certificate. Thank you everyone for joining us. We are closing the meeting. See you all tomorrow.